On a sunny afternoon in St. Pete, we're taking in the good.
So there's a pink spoonbill right there.
The bad.
Since 2016, we've lost 30% of the seagrass, particularly in old Tampa Bay.
And the future concerns for the state of water in the greater Tampa Bay area.
We don't want to roll back common sense measures that are used and that need to be used, quite frankly, more.
That's Justin Tramble, the executive director of a nonprofit called Tampa Bay Waterkeeper. And when it comes to the future, he says a new provision in the state's upcoming budget bill could make water quality worse. If approved, it would keep local governments from creating or updating fertilizer bans for a year while the University of Florida carries out a study on fertilizer. On Monday, the state Senate president chalked up the proposal to part of the budget negotiation process.
It was something the House wanted. There were a lot of things we wanted that the House agreed to, and that's the give and take of the process. I have comfort in that it's in the implementing bill, so it's only 1 year.
And in a statement, her office also confirmed to us that 22 of the state's 67 counties don't have a fertilizer ordinance on the books right now. Tramble says this move could also set a dangerous trend when it comes to proposed legislation, as most fertilizer bans are in place to keep excess nutrients from leaching into our water.
What's being proposed is not good for water quality. Might be good for a few fertilizer companies, but it's not good for the communities in Florida that rely on water quality and clean water.
Dr. Mike Parsons at Florida Gulf Coast University has studied the impact of toxic red tide blooms for years, and he says this proposal should concern us all.
Almost everywhere around the state, we do have concerns with high nutrients, excessive nutrients in our waterways, leading to algal blooms, fish kills, low oxygen conditions. So this isn't a good idea for sure. If it does end up becoming law because it cannot be removed from the budget, then I think the pressure's really on us as citizens to let our elected officials know that this is a very bad idea.
If this proposal is kept in the budget as is, the University of Florida would be given $6 million to get that study done. But we wanted to know what they'd be studying and why. In a written Q&A, I spoke to Dr. Michael Dukes, who leads the UF Institute that would be carrying out that study. When it comes to what they'd be studying, he told me, we will focus on a literature review of more recent studies addressing urban fertilizer and losses to the environment. We anticipate this effort will point to further needed studies to determine the relationship between nutrient losses and the use of fertilizer in urban areas. I also asked him about the impact of fertilizer leaching into waterways during the rainy season. And while he said that in some cases that can happen, he also added that existing studies on the matter are lacking. To read our full Q&A, head to abcactionnews.com. In the studio, I'm Rochelle Aline.